I have not been able to get out of this constant self-judgment, criticism that is automatic, happens automatic and non-verbalized, that says, you're selfish, you're selfish, you're selfish, you're selfish, you're selfish. And I cannot out-talk it because I believe it's true. And then I just realized the fantastic way out of this is the only way to tell if a person is selfish or not, like to self-diagnose whether or not you're a selfish person or not, is to look around you and see how many selfish people do you have in your life. How many people do you think are selfish? If you find a lot of people selfish in your life, you can self-diagnose that you are a selfish person. But if you look around and you think people are not selfish in your life, then you in no way is a selfish person. So yeah, this is the way to outsmart this self-criticism that I can't out-talk, because I just believe that I'm selfish, blah blah blah. Because I observe myself and then I look at all those people in my life, I am just so grateful for them. Even when I look at my mom, I don't think she's selfish. She is just doing the best. She has been doing the best she could, even though I have not been able to forgive her all the time. But sometimes I have forgiven her when I'm not mad, when I'm not triggered, when I'm not thinking about the things she's done. I don't think she's selfish. In fact, I think she, in many ways, I think she has some selfish, but I can't call her selfish at all. Viscerally, I cannot just put that word to her. She is just doing her best. And then I look at other people that have showed up in my life, that has accompanied me somehow in my life, even though I might not consider them friends according to my very strict standard definition for the word friends. But they have not been selfish at all. They were I would say they went out of their ways for me. I can't put the word selfish to anyone that I've known. No one. It's if I feel lured to put this word onto anyone, I feel that it's because I don't really, it's someone that I don't really understand. For example, this person that almost bullied me in middle school. Oh my God, I hated her. I still hate her. But I can't say she's selfish because I don't know her. I don't know her inner world. I've only seen her from the outside, from my perspective, and I hate her. And I can't say I wish the worst for her. I can't say that to anyone. But she was a fucking asshole, but I try to get over this. I wish that she has, again, I wish a heart's path for anyone. I wish my mother could have a awakening that finally she realizes she needs to follow her heart. I wish this bully, she realized that she needs to follow her heart. I wish them peace. I don't wish them any thing. Even this other person that I really resented, I wouldn't say they are selfish. They're not at all. They're really kind. In fact, if I ask myself, do I find people selfish? How do I judge other people around me? I think they're kind. They're really kind. And I compare myself with them. And then there I come up with the conclusion that I am selfish, because I just feel like I have never gone out of my way for anyone. I have never blah, blah, blah. So maybe I'm not just selfish. I'm not selfish. I'm just really self-centered in a neutral way. This is how I am wired. My personality structure determines that I am someone that just spends so much time with me, focused on me. And it doesn't make other people less selfish than me if they spend more time on other people. That's how their personality structure is meant to be. All right, at least you ask me the only true way to determine if a person is selfish or not. I use that to self-diagnose. It's the only way to self-diagnose if you're a selfish person or not. And I am diagnosed negative. I am not a selfish person. I don't find anyone selfish in my life. Not a single person selfish. Not at all. So I'm not selfish. Self-criticism, you can shut up. Next time you say I'm selfish, now you can look at it. You can really look at it if it's really true. And I think because you keep calling me selfish, you just making me neglect parts of me when I'm really being nice. Like when someone in the elevator, I really would love to push the button for them. Even though I feel so awkward, I would never do it. But even when after someone asks me for help, like asks me for direction, I feel so great. Yesterday I was sitting on the bench and somebody came up and asked me for like, where's the toilet? And I showed it to them. I felt so good. It lifted me up. I loved it. I love when I can be of help for someone. Oh God, I am a beautiful person. I am not selfish. I'm the opposite of selfish because I don't find a single person selfish in my life. Oh God. If I was a selfish person, I would surround myself with selfish people. At least I would think people are selfish around me. And I don't even find human beings, any individual, selfish. Why? Because maybe exactly because like I perceive the world through this lens of an intensely individual, self-focused lens. Because when I look at myself so carefully and so in depth, I understand other people better. So I can't say anyone is selfish. I have only come to the conclusion that everyone's doing their best, including me. Although when I try to apply it onto me, it's not. I always need to remind myself to do it. And it's not that I apply that to other people so easily, not at all. I completely, most of the time I completely forget about it when someone makes me mad. I want to turn them into ground meat and then feed them to the dogs. I don't remember that they're just doing their best. And when I watch a movie and like when something angers me from the movie, I just want to get into the movie and then slap those fucking people's faces, you know? So it's not that I apply that to other people with the ease, not at all. I just gotta remind myself. But at the same time, I really need help with this, understanding the world. I do not understand the world. I don't understand the world. I need help with that. I don't understand why we're here. I don't at all understand it. Why we're here, I don't know. I've been asking for help. But this is the only thing I need help with. I think the Loving Magic understands this, of course. Because it's magic, it's loving, it's infinitely understanding and knows that I need to absolutely the thing that I absolutely need to understand above anything else is why we are here. And how come I know exactly why. I don't know the answer yet. No answers I've found resonates with me at a visceral level. Like they can convince me mentally, but not at a felt level. I don't resonate. And this is not my job to figure it out. So I'm not a selfish person. Hooray! I am a very, very fantastic person and the world needs me. And that's not why I'm here. I'm not here because the world needs me. I'm here because I need something. I'd like to think that way because I don't want to think that I'm really sacrificing to be here. It doesn't resonate with the heart because love doesn't sacrifice. Love is willing to sacrifice, but love never sacrifices because it is never necessary to sacrifice. There's never a situation where it's, well, yeah, maybe there are situations where you just sacrifice, physical situations. Yet when you sacrifice your life to save someone else, you can call that sacrifice, and that's physical. Like there's never at a mental level that you need to sacrifice. For example, it's never necessary that you sacrifice your dream, your passion for someone else. That is never necessary. That is never an ultimate solution. That is never a solution at all. Because we are all here to follow our hearts. We are all here to follow our passions. It's never sacrificable. Life is sacrifice because life itself is not passion. Life is just a tool. Life is just blank. Life is nothing. Life can be sacrificed because life is just not necessary, not important. Because life doesn't exist. Because death doesn't exist. So life doesn't exist. We all exist eternally. So where is life? Where is death? There is none. Such nonsense that we have believing in. I marvel this person. And no, not a single person has ever called me selfish, except for my mother. And I don't think she meant it. She was just ignorant. She didn't know anything about me. I mean, literally, she's just one of those parents in the world that doesn't understand their children and aren't interested in understanding their children. And again, she's still doing the best doing that. Not that she chose not to understand me, but she just genuinely was not capable of understanding me, and she was not capable of realizing that. So that was not her fault. Even though I still would hate her when I think about things that we went through, that I had to go through when in relationship with her. Oh, fuck. And then I asked divine help, and I wish the best for her, and I wish that she never suffers again from any cause with being involved. It's been years. She should have found some peace out of this, our relationship, or the absence of our relationship, whatever. I ask for help. I never stop asking for help, and you should do the same. Ask loving magic or God or whatever you want to, whatever the fuck the word you want to use, or your big friend, or your ultimate friend, or your dearest, the in entirety of you, however you want to call it. You're mysterious, or the world. Ask the world for help. Yeah, I should use that word too. I should ask the world for help because it feels more relevant. When you ask the universe for help, my mind kind of goes to the space, the outer space, right? That doesn't include this world. Like I'm asking for help from this world, but I'm asking the outer space to help me. When I think about the word universe, my mind just shows the picture of the outer space with all the stars and shit, whatnot, which are totally irrelevant to our life here, right? Because for most people, the most part of our life has nothing to do with the outer space. Like, for most people, in most time of our life. So I better I'm better off using the word world instead of universe, because it feels closer, it feels more accessible, feels right here with me. I ask the world for help. That's much better. The world, thank you. The world, help me. I love this word too because it's unconventional. Nobody has used the world rather than the universe when they ask for help. They always ask, the universe, please help me. Universe, blah blah blah. And that is, I picked it up from them, even though it's never my favorite word to use. Or God, or universe. It's just these two words I've used. Or spirits, I don't like that word either. It's not what I genuinely want to use, but I have never found a better word, so I've been using them. I think it's really important that you find a word that you personally resonate with. It can be anything. You can add nature, please help me, if you resonate with that better. I don't. Or you ask consciousness, please help me. I don't resonate with that either. Or awareness, just giving you a couple of examples so that you can be more open-minded and don't have to use like spiritual terms, religious terms, whatever. You can invent your own. You can ask maybe the better mind, for example, the better mind, help me, or the better heart, or the only heart, please help me. Love, please help me. Joy, help me. If you want to use God, you can say dog, because dog reversed is God, right? If you don't want to use God, just say dog, help me, please. Even though you don't want to say it out loud, because people think you're a psycho. You're people to think you're imagine you're outside and then you suddenly say, dog, please help me with this. And then somebody overhears and it's just hilarious. But absolutely don't feel fear. I am so scared that people think I'm crazy. So I don't dare to talk about spirituality with just anyone. I have to make sure that this person's already spiritual. Like a random stranger, like if I go out and sit on a bench, somebody would sit next to me and they would try to start a conversation, and I would not at all attempt to talk about spirituality with the person, because I'm so afraid they would think I'm nuts. But then last night I suddenly said, why can't I allow people to think I'm nuts? Why can't I? If they have to think that I'm crazy, go ahead. Why is it a problem? They think I'm nuts, okay. I own it. I'm nuts. All the like geniuses in the world are nuts. Are considered nuts. The more genius a person is, the more nutty they seem. And I am absolutely nuts. If your definition of nuts is so narrow that to the point that it is anything that is not conventional, anything that is unconventional is nuts, then yes, I welcome that word. Call me nuts. Absolutely. Love it. Even though I prefer to be called unconventional, I love that word much better. Or atypical, I love it too. I love them. Or postmodern. Oh, I love myself. Oh my God, I'm such a marvelous, wonderful, profound, in-depth, sensitive, sentimental, glamorous being. How come nobody understands that and loves me to pieces? Like, I don't think anyone I've ever met sees all of this, sees any of this in me. Oh God. And why on earth did I choose a life you certainly have chosen the life and the most significant people in your life, your parents, your siblings, whatsoever, and the challenges, their challenges, and how you sign all these so-called soul contracts. You decided your gender, your nationality, your appearance, all of this. And so I ask, why on earth did I choose a life? I'm really hungry. I'm just gonna eat. I would love to eat that bread right now, but it needs to melt. I need to take it out of the freezer. Which one? I wanna eat the chocolate one. It's so great. What was I gonna say? Why on earth did I choose a life where I had to be so lonely for the most part of my adulthood for so far? Like, not most part, all of it. Well, thank God that it's not thank God, I planned it. I planned that at the age of 23, spirituality would happen to my life, would come into my life, and then change everything, and then make me significantly less profoundly lonely. So I might still feel lonely. I don't think I feel lonely. I just feel longing or alone. But lonely, I don't anymore. When I say something, I start to laugh. Because I know already sometimes I still feel lonely. Like in those extreme moments, extreme like existential crisis, I would feel lonely. That's when I feel like the world doesn't understand, like universe doesn't understand me, isn't connected to me, and that's the extreme falsehood, and that is extreme suffering that I would go through. And thankfully, it don't last long. I cry my stomach out, and then I'll calm down a little. So, for fuck's sake, I need the very answer to my only question now about existence. That is why we're here. And I guess it won't be a verbalized answer, because, like I said, I have read, learned, heard of so many, answers that are verbalized. Other people, other different spiritual teachings, different spiritual teachers. They came up with all sorts of answers to this question, and none of them resonated with me at the level of being, at the level of literally, yeah, that was perfectly said. At the level of being, I never resonated. They resonated, of course, they are intellectually convincing. If I don't find one answer intellectually convincing, I will find another one intellectually convincing. They're intellectually coherent, logically coherent, intellectually convincing, but they don't resonate with me. So I gotta, I'm really hungry. I'm starving right now. You gotta melt quickly, please. It's double chocolate ice cream bread. Ice bread. It's called ice bread. Ice cream bread. I think it's got ice cream in it. I don't know if I can actually eat it now. I'm starving. Ooh, it's actually not so frozen. The bread part is not frozen. It's so beautiful. I can show you. So why on earth did I haven't told you. Why on earth did I choose a life where I never would have a friend that like those people, and many people, they have friends, they have found their soulmates, and I just have never. But I'm not so old, so I'm young, very young, so I think I'll show you this bread. Oh, it's black and white, sorry. I don't know how to turn it back. It was black and white when I was trying to film me crying. But you get the idea. The black part is the chocolate and the white part is the bread. Oh, inside is hard. Fuck. Because it's the ice cream. I thought it was the bread that was hard. It's just the ice cream that is not melted at all. Which is okay, I can have it. Ice cream is supposed to be not too soft. Well, I mean, like, not so melt to the point of... Like, it's okay, I can have it right now. I didn't need to wait for it to melt. The bread part's not frozen at all. How come those bread have zero water in it? Like, how come bread is not frozen? It's chocolate, so it's kind of bitter. Chocolate ice cream. Maybe you don't want to hear more of this. Wonderful. I'm gonna make you hear it. Because I don't want to enjoy this alone. I want you to. No. It's just wonderful. Well, I thought I was done talking, and then I was cleaning my place, and then all of a sudden I kept thinking about it, and I realized you simply cannot, which is self-evident, but when you realize it at a conscious level, it's really, really a different level of understanding that you simply cannot compare people's trying their best. For example, the most shallow way of perceiving the world and people is when you look at someone, or you look at Jesus, for example, say, Jesus is a better person than that murderer. Jesus is a better person than that murderer. Or you look at, if you're into personalities, or psychological personality tests, you would say some personalities are better than others. For example, INFJs are better than INFPs because INFJs care about other people, like they are more other people focused, while INFPs are just more self-focused. So it just seems like, at least for me, for quite a while, I thought INFJs are just better people because they just care about other people more. Or, really, like this person that goes out of their way to clean public spaces as a hobby is so much better of a person than that person that just walks around and spits and litters. And then I want to give an example to understand how you just cannot compare people this way, because everybody's trying their best and you can't possibly compare people's trying their best. It's just like you can't compare two pieces of artworks. They are all completely not comparable. Like maybe for this person, the best they can do today, and they're doing it, is to smile at every single stranger that comes across their way, while the best that somebody else can do is not to lash out at a stranger. if we perceive these two people at it completely the shallowest, the most shallow level possible, you would think the first person is a much better person than the second person, because the first person, what they're doing, they're walking around smiling at every stranger, they're making everybody's day better, while the second person they are grumpy, they're angry. And the very best they can do is to not lash out, not to use the next stranger as a dustbin and then pour out their negative energy. So of course the first person seems to be so much better of a person than the second one. And that's exactly how we, and me too, have been So yeah, that's exactly how most people, and myself included, perceive the world in the most shallow way possible. It's just like a materialism philosophy is just the most shallow level of philosophy possible, because it just takes whatever you see on the surface level to be the ultimate truth. The person that litters is just a worse person than the person that collects garbage for free. Not for money. You just take whatever you see at the surface level to be true. That is just the most shallow thing possible. That is the definition of shallowness, of superficiality. You take whatever you see to be true. The world seems to be an inanimate, dead place made of material, of physical stuff that's objective and independent, blah blah blah, and then you take that to be the ultimate truth, and that makes materialism. And then you take this person that kills another, the murderer, to be less good as a person than someone that does good. And then from there you invent the concept of devil, because from the most shallowness of your mind you can't possibly figure out why some people are just worse than others, because you take whatever you see at the surface level to be true. and with that shallow mind you cannot explain anything other than making up this whole concept of devil, evil, Satan, and heaven and hell. And then you create a religion out of all that. Oh God, it's just yeah, shallowness. And then nobody has been, I don't know, like, I think at least everyone I've known in my life, including myself, has not been totally, I don't know what word to use here, like, we all have been there. At least I have been there, and I'm still there. I can't guarantee that after making this video, next time I see somebody litters or spits, I wouldn't like react with anger. Like, I wouldn't shout at them, I wouldn't go up to them and slap them on their face, but I would just, in my mind, I would judge them, and I would hate them, and then I would turn them into ground meat and then feed them to the dogs. But still, like, realizing it is a big step, I'd say. And remember, you just simply cannot compare people. That's the fundamental reason why nobody is better than another. People that are other people focused are not better than self-focused people, because it's a different personality structures, which are determined by very complex reasons that are almost mysterious. If you're not spiritual, you just can't figure it out, why some people are this way, some people are not, and why some people are just INFJs and others are INFPs. Why? Yeah. You can come up with reasons, but they're just not thorough, they're not ultimate, they're just your assumptions. And You say nature, nurture, blah, 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 blah. That's the best you can get. We're different. We're differently focused. We each play our role. We're at our different points on our path, unique paths that are vastly different from each other. There's really no space for judgments. There's no space for condemnation. Zero. Unless you're shallow, you stand on the surface level. And you just have to be the person that realizes that it's not right, and nobody can convince you, nobody can turn you into a more profound person. It just has to happen within you. So I was in the middle of something, but I just thought of something extremely important to say. That is, I am the most beautiful person that I know, because I am also the person that I know the most. I don't know anyone better than I know myself. So maybe the reason why other people don't appear to be, like I appear to be the most beautiful person I know, is only because I know myself the most, more than I know anybody else. So I wonder, and not just wonder, I begin to see that maybe other people are just equally beautiful as I am, equally profound, but their profoundity do not manifest in the same way in me, which is easy to spot in me, like in my speech, in my way of thinking, seeing the world. But that profoundity is just a little bit more complex and more obscure, because they're not manifested in the same way in me, but they're just equally profound, equally beautiful in ways that are more mystical, more mysterious, and more obscure, which I had never ever come to realize before right now, this point of my life. Because before this point, I just look at the world and I see people are shallow, people are not stupid, people are ignorant, people are cruel, people are just really superficial and heartbreaking as a result of that. But because of what I just said, you cannot compare people's doing their best. I am not better. And then I just suddenly made me realize maybe they are just, not maybe, but maybe they're just more as profound as I am, as beautiful as I am, and even they themselves don't realize it, because it's so obscure, it's so opaque, it's so in a more of a mystical way. Because let's say an average person I shouldn't even use anymore the term an average person, because there's no average person. They're just unique individuals walking around. Nobody's an average person. But let's just say an average person, and then they are not self-reflective, they are not self-conscious, they are not spiritual. They're just a normal person that does things. It's just not a very self-reflective person. Just for example, like my mother. And then they are very conventional, they are traditional, they are conservative. And but all of these things about them that I said about them, they all happen out of profound reasons, because this person is on this unique path that they are on, at this specific unique point on their path. So everything still everything in them happens totally out of reasons that are as profound as I am as a person. There's nothing less profound about anyone, about any aspect of anyone. There's no shallowness. The shallowness does not exist. Oh my God, that's such a striking breakthrough. I have never come up. I've never said something like that. I've never realized something like that ever before, because all my life has been around me profound and other people shallow, and it breaks my heart because I feel alone, utterly alone and lonely. But it's the first time in my life I get to come to realize that but shallowness doesn't exist. Superficiality does not exist, because every aspect of every individual is profound. And if the shallowness is in me, the shallowness is in me when I look at someone, an aspect of someone, and I call that to be shallow. I am the shallow one. Well, let me just double check if it's true. It sounds very poetic, but I need to see if it's actually true. For example, let me think about this example when there's somebody that they just jumped into conclusion about me. Not even about me. They're just a complete stranger on the internet that called me stupid because of something I said that caused an entire misunderstanding. And they just misunderstood what I said and then called me stupid. And then, is that shallow? Jumping into conclusions, is that shallow? If you look at the most surface level of this situation, you can call that shallowness. And then because you are looking at the most surface level of the situation, you are being shallow as well. But if you just look deeper, look at the complex reasons why this person has to just misunderstand me at that point, and why their personality structures or whatever within them that pushed them to arrive at that point to misunderstand my message, and then also other parts of their personality pushed them to not make the decision, but really just push the words out of their mouth calling me stupid. This whole process, let's just look at the whole process, is just as profound as anything else. Is that true? Well, I would need to look at it further, but it is a breakthrough. And I think I am just, wow, this is just so profound. It's so profound to realize the shallowness does not exist. Superficiality never has existed. It's something that broke my heart, broke my heart really, and kept me in the captivity, is that the right word, of loneliness for years. Has never existed. I looked around, I remember, I can never forget, I looked around and I saw an utterly shallow world and how absolutely alone I felt, and it all looked so real. It still looked real before this very point right now, today. I started questioning it. Truly, for the first time, if I can look at someone else walking by, a passerby, who I would normally say an average person, I look at an average person and I see that they are just as profoundly beautiful and beautifully profound as I am. And this profundity is mystical and obscure. It's not. It's easy to overlook. And because I have been shallow, so that I have not been able to realized that in people until this point of my life, which is great liberation. But I will take this with me, and I will let it sink with me to see if it actually sits well and is actual truth. Yeah, I just wanted to share it with you. It's grand. I am standing here. Oh, right, I can show you where I am. It's so beautiful today. Even though this shitty camera is not gonna show you what I can see with my naked eyes. Not literally naked because I have glasses in front of my eyeballs. But it's such a marvelous, fantastic day. Magical, miraculously beautiful. The sun, the grassland, everything. I love it all. I love it all. I love you for listening. Thank you.